I don't know anyone else that has an anvil as a nickname.
No, I'm the only one.
And it works with your name, Manville the Anvil.
There we go.
There you go, it's like a poem. Fighters gather round. I'm Arthur Chivichin, your collector fighter, bringing fighters and collectibles together on Collector's Cafe. So who pays the medical bills?
UFC does.
So you don't have to pay the medical bills of your opponent after you beat the heck out of him?
No.
Punch, kick, ground and pound. Hello everyone, I'm Arthur Chivichin, your collector fighter, bringing fighters and collectibles together on Collector's Cafe. Today our guest is MMA fighter Manny Gamburyan. He was featured on Spike TV's The Ultimate Fighter 5 and he currently competes in the UFC's bantamweight division. Manny, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Ultimate Fighter is a TV show that you were a part of. What was your favorite part of that?
Just to be around, all the fighters, the coaches. It was a great experience for me because I was always a big fan of a UFC. So when they called me, I really got excited. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be part of the UFC. That's awesome.
What would you say is your base fighting style?
Oh, my judo, 100%. But the thing is, I don't use too much of judo in my fight game. But until today, I say judo is the toughest and hardest sport I've ever done in my life.
You've worked with Ronda Rousey a lot. As a training partner, as a friend, as a coach. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
I met Ronda approximately 15 years ago. She was always a hard worker and she was always tough, and we had great experience together. We rolled together, we grappled together. She's always a hard worker, so I knew she was gonna be someone. It was tough for me to see her lose like that, but I'm thinking she's gonna come back stronger than ever.
What motivates you as a fighter? Who inspires you?
Myself. I don't need no motivation. I don't need anyone's help. I've been in the game for 24 years. If I want to be a fighter, I gotta train. So get up, train, and fight.
So what makes a good fighter?
I really believe hard work and dedication beats talent any given day.
What are some of your top accomplishments that you have?
Probably when I made it to the UFC, year 2007, being an Ultimate Fighter, and hopefully I was gonna win the whole thing, and then I popped my shoulder out and I couldn't get that gold. I'm still in the game, I'm still improving, I'm still training hard. The biggest one for me, probably the UFC belt. That's the only thing in me that really bothers me, that I look at myself and I'm like, you know what? I train really hard. I've done so many good stuff. I need the belt.
For those of the fans that watched that fight, a lot of people had you dominating the first round against Nate Diaz. When the second round came in, you popped your shoulder out. How did you feel knowing that you had the gold and you lost it?
It was the worst day of my life, obviously. The worst pain too. I know my shoulder was very bad, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna stop. This won't stop me fighting or finishing whatever I came here for. I couldn't do anything for at least 3 months, but I promised Dana White I will fight end of the year. I hurt my shoulder June 23rd, and I fought the same year, December 27th.
So let's talk about your collectible. What have you brought for us today?
This was the biggest gift for me. Year 2000, when I made the Judo Junior World Team, it was the biggest experience for me. I was doing it for so many years, and finally I'm like, you know what? I'm fighting for the Judo Worlds. That was amazing.
If you could have any collectible, what would it be?
Olympic Judo medal, first place.
Now it's time to play a game called This versus That. You ready, Manny?
Ready.
Oscar De La Hoya versus Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Why is that?
Because Mike Tyson is the best boxer in the world.
Chuck Norris versus Rocky Balboa.
Chuck Norris.
Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Andrew Dice Clay.
Stone Cold.
Why Stone Cold?
He's a bad boy.
George Foreman now versus Arnold Schwarzenegger now.
George Foreman now, because he makes the best grills.
Hillary Clinton versus Michelle Obama.
Hillary Clinton.
Why Hillary?
She's more sexier.
So tell us what's next for you, Manny.
Next for me is hopefully get a phone call from the UFC and get the fight.
So who calls you for the fight?
UFC matchmaker, Sean Shelby, calls me and says, Manny, I got a fight for you.
Who would you call out right now if you had the chance to fight?
Well, everyone knows that I want to fight Brian Caraway, but it's not happening, so I did my part.
Why do you want to fight Brian Caraway?
I hate him. He's just mama's boy.
Well, Manny, thank you again for stopping by and talking fighting with us. I'm Arthur Chivichin, your collector fighter, and that wraps it up for this edition of Collector's Cafe.